Hey, folks, check it out. I finally went and ordered a big-ass board of whiteness so I can answer your questions that you send me via YouTube, Facebook, email, whatever. I have a very good one today. So check it out. I got Roan with me today. He is just over a month old now, and what's really cool is he was actually really easy to make. But I'm going to hold him in the video, one, because he's just so fun to hold, and two, because Christine is busy holding the camera, and he was making a little too much noise behind the camera, so we thought the easiest solution is I'll hold him. Question I'm going to answer for you today. This is one I get all the time, that I got most recently from my friend Alex, and he said, how often should I train? Now, the simple strength coach or fitness coach answer to this is always the very unhelpful, well, it depends. Well, it's all relative, and that's true, but I do think that there is a very good general prescription for most people on this sort of ideal training regimen. Isn't that right, Ron? Happens to agree. So check it out. I like to put it in a triangle, and this is what I call the minimalist training program. I just wrote a blog post on it. So let's draw a big triangle here. Now, it's been quite some time since I ever wrote on a whiteboard, so we'll see how this goes. All right. So this is in terms of frequency. I have this triangle divvied up. At the top of the triangle, we're going to have some sort of high-intensity form of exercise. I'm just going to put HIIT for high-intensity interval training or something of the sort. I'll go over what that might be in a few minutes here. All right. In the middle, strength training. That's quality, heavy, low-rep lifting. This is heavy movement practice. At the bottom, we have low-level activity. This could be brisk walking. It could be sexual intercourse if you can find somebody who's willing. It could be gardening. It could be joint mobility, flexibility work, you name it. Now, here's a general prescription I think works well for most people. There are, of course, little tweaks that we can make, but for most people, most of the time, here's what you want to do. 1 to 2 days a week here of the high-intensity stuff. This could be just running sprints. 1 to 2 days a week of running sprints, 15 to 20 minutes is awesome. Strength training, 4 to 5 days a week. That's going to be heavy lifting, quality, low reps. So you want to pick some fundamental human movements. It could be bench press, front squat, deadlift, pull-up, and hanging leg raise. And you can just do simple 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 ladders with them and use something between your 5 to 7 rep max. It's going to be a very good, high-quality type of program. The key here, though, is to keep the daily density low. So you're not going to be doing too much lifting in any one day. So, for example, for all those lifts I just laid out, you can do them every day, but just do 2 1 to 3 ladders. So we're going to take the bench press. I'll do 1 rep, 2 reps, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm done with the bench press for the day. Because the daily density is so low, I can have a pretty frequent just training volume in general. So we're sort of spreading the volume out very thinly, right? Like Roan's hair, very thinly. So that's why we can do it more often. And we know that strength is a skill. We know that in order to get strong, we have to practice often, right? So it would make sense then to practice strength more often, but also to not overdo it so that we can recover. Now down here, like I said, the low-level activity, I really enjoy brisk walking, right? Or what was that other thing we talked about? I don't know. And this is as much as possible, right? You can't do too much brisk walking. Trust me. Maybe you can do too much at one time if you haven't done it in a really long time, but I mean, you can go for like 2 really long brisk walks a day if you can even find the time and really benefit from it. There's an old story of some Taoist who lived years ago and lived like 250 years old. It's probably not even close to being true, but the guy actually did exist. That is true, and he lived really old, and he attributed it entirely to daily brisk walking. So we'll get Roan. Oh, he fell asleep. He's quiet as can be now. Isn't that funny? So how often should I train? It looks like if you break it down, you can train ideally about 5 to 6 days a week. I do recommend 1 day completely off. That doesn't mean you can't still do this. I still recommend a low-level activity on your off day, but 1 day completely free from strength training or high-intensity work. Now, the first thing I would start to get rid of, if you start to feel a little overtrained, is here, the high-intensity work. Don't worry about fat loss. You're going to be fine. If your nutrition is really good and solid, then the strength training combined with the low-level activity is going to give you the cardiovascular work. It's going to help you maintain low levels of body fat. The high intensity is just, that's the bourbon that we're adding to the sauce. That's the kicker, right? Just to show the boys we're still in business. So how often should I train? It depends, but it doesn't really depend. I think just that 95% of the population could take a program like this. It's very minimalistic and have tremendous success with it. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you would like me to answer some sort of questions in this format, now that I'm going to be looking to take advantage of the whiteboard, please shoot me an email, send me a Facebook message, post on my wall, etc. I'll get to as many as I possibly can. So until next time, my friends, enjoy your evening, day, morning, whatever it happens to be.